I felt like with the introduction of the Suno Studio beta this past week that we could use some more time trying to sort some of this stuff out. So today we're going to be talking about more of how things are currently working in Suno Studio and some tips and tricks to help you get better at it. But more importantly, I'm hoping that some people who are jumping on the stream will be also using Studio and can provide some other questions or feedback or even some of their own tips and tricks to help us sort through some of this stuff. And we're gonna. I'm figured this afternoon I was just going to be sitting down and using it for a little bit, and why not just turn on a stream if that's the case? Because it's always more fun when we do this as a group. And so why not, right? So that's the plan. If you're watching this later, we are going to keep this as structured as we can, but as a stream, we're going to, go back and forth with various things. The very, very first thing I'll talk about is that I've noticed sometimes when opening up projects, like this one that I had done yesterday, and it gave me some beautiful strings, which I'm using, and some choir and orchestra and even some bells, that all of the files are now just this little animated wavy thing, and they never play. I've let them sit for 10 15 minutes and nothing ever happened with them. And so this is some of the stuff we're going to be dealing with. I currently don't know how to get them back. Boy, am I glad that I exported them to WAV file format right away, because then I at least have those as a file outside of Suno instead of this black hole that is created. Not all is bad though. Excuse me. I'm finding a lot of really good things about Suno right now, and today we're going to start from scratch and actually work through some of the things that we've learned and figured out how to do things the best way possible. I love, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the typing keyboard allow me to really easily get back and forth between all of the different windows. I love that. So you're going to see me going back and forth sometimes between things, but a lot of that is this key commands 1, 2, 3, 4 for this 4 window interface. So simple. You can pop things up, put things however you want to. Of course, by day, I'm mostly a Logic user, as most of you probably know, or the channel gives it away. But we can do that as well with the 1, 2, 3, 4 if you set up things. But here it is automatically configured like that. Plastidon, how's it going? Yes, back for more. I'd be curious. Put in the chat what the issues are you're seeing other people have. I know you haven't taken the plunge yet on Studio, but or maybe you have since last we talked. You never know. I know this is one of those things. In the first panel, that's where we're going to start. When you start with an empty project, you can't just start creating things out on the timeline. That is something that drives me bonkers. Because what I really would love in a future update is to be able to make a selection of like 4 bars, and say, hey, give me a drum pattern that's this long, right? Give me something that's this long, and make it work. So I'm already thinking of things that I could do to make this work. One of them is just to have like a metronome file that's the exact length of what I want to start with, and bring that in. Or just have like a dummy music track every time. But whatever you import starts setting the stage for what Suno creates with other things. And so that's why I'm thinking that perhaps like just a dummy file with a tempo in it would be a good option for it. So actually, let's do that really quickly. We'll just do that in Logic really quickly. I just want to make a new project, and that's fine. I just want to make something that's a certain amount of time. Let's see how long we're selecting here. Beats and time. Oh, so 1 minute. I mean, we could do it whatever length we want, really, but turn on the metronome. That'd be fine. We're just going to keep it at 120 for now, although you can, of course, change that when you're inside Suno. Okay, cool. So I'm just, like I said, making a simple click file for a moment. I'll put that someplace that I'll never find it, of course. I'll put it in Logic. There we go. Okay. Cancel. Click. Bounce. Okay. I don't think I've ever just bounced an empty click before. Let's do that. Let's upload. Should be under C. I don't know why I did the Logic thing. That's annoying. You could also, so where I was really going to start with this is in panel 1 is the create panel. And so we can actually start with the song there. I'm just always curious at alternate ways of doing things from maybe what they're saying. I don't want to start with the thing in mind. Partially there's, I've got some ulterior motives with some of this. For instance, I would love to do a film score in Suno and have different cues. You can only do up to 8 minutes, but say there's a 30-second cue at the beginning where, like, imagine a scene of a movie, someone sitting on a park bench and there's like some fluffy music happening. And then it transitions into like some dialogue with someone that's walking by. And so you have 30 seconds setting it up, 15 seconds initiating, then maybe the conversation goes darker and there's a 45 seconds or a minute long thing like that. I'd love to be able to just make those selections on a track, say create this orchestral thing, then create this orchestral thing, and then create this orchestral thing, right? And so that's like the reason why I wish we could do some of this like that. Can I I thought maybe I can, nope. I was wondering if I could move the tracks around. I thought I could, but okay, so now I've got a click track. There's nothing in that file, right? So I could now say, hey, give me some drums. Rock, drums, acoustic, kit, high energy. And let's open up our advanced things and let's do audio influence, nothing. Style influence, really high. Let's actually do a little bit of weirdness. That just gives us some unexpected creative things. And let me see. Do that out right there. Okay, so we're going to test this out. And Plastidon saying, I saw that the rendering or completion of what was requested would never complete. That's exactly, I faced that myself. We'll never know what's happening. But let's see if it will do it here. I'm going to push 4 on my typing keyboard to open up the right panel because it sometimes gives me confirmation that something is done. It looks like it's going into the library right here, which means it is done. There's the clip information. And then let's see what we're getting today. Because today, or it could be that we get the drums just like we asked, or it could be that we get a full song. And for me, that's definitely a hiccup that we've been facing along the way. So obnoxious when you actually filter out by drums and you ask it for drums and then it gives you a full song. So now we have to do a stem extraction. That shouldn't be how it is. Let's be clear. I didn't ask for a song. I asked for just drums. And this is something, it's an ongoing thing. I don't know. It depends on what's happening in the Suno universe, because I've had moments where it was working great and other moments that it was working not so great. So let's turn off the main one. Let's go back now and see if we get drums with the extraction. So what I'm finding is that Suno doesn't like to have full creative abilities here. It doesn't like it when I say just create something like a drum part. It wants to be able to have the style or a song to mimic towards. And I get that. I mean, based on this type of technology, I get you need to have something to point it in that direction instead of just a word prompt. But I honestly don't fully understand it either, because sometimes it does it. So we're going to do drums. Let's do, because it's already one of their favorite ones, hip hop, drum loop, EDM, sure. And now I'm going to turn up the audio influence some because it has the other drums there. We'll see if this can do it. So once you have something, and this is why I really am enjoying using this with something like Logic. It doesn't have to be Logic. You can make a song in any workstation and bring it in. And if you already have the elements that you want, it's a lot easier to add to them, in my opinion so far. I don't know why. Why would it make it that much short? Why Suno? Because it froze is why. It's like it stopped making the file. Let's try alternate 2. It's still working on it. Man, I'm guessing that they're still having... And again, it like peters out right at the end. I'm guessing they're still having issues with either too many people using it, or maybe they're trying to fix certain issues and it's causing other issues. And Plastodon, that's what I was just saying a minute ago with your comment. Do you think it works better if you put your own part in first? Sometimes it does. So let's actually do that. Let's actually just crash all these out for a minute. And let's start with a song that we want to add some stuff into. Maybe like a legitimate thing in whatever style we want. But I can never spell medieval. Lute music with, oh, these are the lyrics. We're in the wrong place. Copy. With Celtic style. Do 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 do. And let's do the actual full song lyrics. We're gonna use their beta Remy, but Remy. I don't know. I need to watch more videos of other people doing this. This is a medieval ballad about the loss of an epic battle, right? Cool. And then it'll give us two versions. So this is what we're going to start with. You tend to get like one that's simple, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. And then I find that the other one is typically a verse, verse, chorus, verse, verse, chorus. So we're going to select the second option without even reading it. Style influence high. We're going to leave weirdness in the middle. Do 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 do. And we'll create. So this is what we'll start with when we bring it into the actual studio tracks. And well, let's listen to each of these and see if we like one better, if we need to do a third or fourth version.
It was the 4th of August, Evesham, a thick mist filled the vale.
Let me hear the other one now. Okay, I kind of like the instrumentation of the second one better, but they're doing some weird key things. So we're going to bring in the first one, which it should already be fully created, but it doesn't. Okay. Maybe it wasn't all the way finished, or maybe it's doing some sort of analysis now. But you can see it's like over here. Can I even select?
And
it's like nothing's there yet. Okay, this is going to be always an exciting journey. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with this technology having some bumps at all. But let's give it a minute and see if it will go through the end. Because it is making some progress. I mean, it's a full song, but once we're done with this, that's when we're going to do the stem extraction, pull everything apart, and then let's actually alter this to be something that is different than how it started. I don't know what the tempo is on that song. Let's turn on the click and see. Come on, give me my click track. Or not. Tempo on beat. Why is the click track broken? Or the metronome, I should say. Okay. They need a place on their page that's like problems. And what just happened? Did I just... that the full song?
All around the traitor's army fell to the pike and the sword, but we could not fight them off from behind and from before. And the stars went out, went out.
Okay, it looks like it finished. So good. It made it through. Let's see. Art and Diddy. Hi there, just tuned in, having troubles with extra instruments bleeding into a single drum track, etc. Yeah, that's something that I think is on the Suno side right now. I think if you're talking about the same thing that that I've been facing, I'll ask for a drum creation like this, and it'll say drums, and then it'll add a bunch of different instruments to it. That's something that I think is on their end, but I think it's there's a mechanics problem that they're facing, is my guess. Meaning that normally they would have the AI engine just build whatever it wants to based off of the prompt, and then it does a stem extraction, and then you just get the drums, and so sometimes they sound great, sometimes they don't, sometimes there's bleed, and sometimes they forget to do the whole stem extraction in the first place. So we're going to do a stem extraction on this one. But you can always, after you create something, if there's other instruments in that file, you can always do a stem extraction yourself and then either export it to MIDI and redo the drums in a different program if you get good MIDI from it, or you can keep trying with Suno and see if eventually it will actually give you just the drums. It's not a slam dunk, so to speak. It's never a slam dunk with this technology. But I gotta tell you, some of the things that Suno can do still blow me away. A song that I was working on my stream yesterday, I got to do a full string section across the whole thing. It was clean strings, had this beautiful violin thing. I played it for a few people, and they were like, "What did you use to program all your strings?" And I was like, that was not me. That was AI, prompted by me and organized by me, but it was so good. And in fact, it'll probably end up in the final version of that song because it was so good. David McDoo says, I still haven't done much. Love these streams though. It helps. I did see a Suno tutorial from Suno themselves. That was pretty good though. They did. And I'm trying not to necessarily just duplicate that. If you want the basic of basic things, they're working on their YouTube channel right now. And they've been releasing a few things and went through some basics, but I got to tell you, I don't think that they fully, I think that they're seeing it through the Suno lens of the universe instead of what everybody else is seeing it as. And that's okay. It's their product. They're really proud of their product, and they should be, because what they're doing with this is amazing. You'll notice a few things that have happened in the world since this came out, right? The music business hasn't collapsed. People are still renting studios and recording and still performing. That's unlikely to change anytime soon. The earth didn't fall into a black hole and everybody just disappear. This is just another cool piece of technology for the moment, and we'll see where it goes with it. And Art, I just missed your comment before you deleted it, but I'll get to it if you repost something.
It was the 4th of August, Evesham. A thick mist filled the vale. The diagram, the veil, and the sun went out, and the stars went out.
That's a lot happening in that one track at the top that didn't get split out. Let's do, here's the vocals to about there. Let's see. Let's do a distorted, epic guitar solo worthy. Let's see now. Rock. Exciting. And let's see if this will do it. Okay, we're adding a guitar solo. And we'll see if it happens. This is where we've been running into some of the most issues this week. When I asked for something in their system using their filtering options, and maybe I should have changed the style influence a little bit. We'll try this in 2 ways. But let's let that see if it finishes. We do have a problem with regions finishing. But I don't know why. It says it's done. See, it's adding a little bit of drums in there. Again, I actually don't like that solo much at all. We're going to have to try to do another one. And then Art and Diddy says, was just wondering if you selected the drum track, but then prompted drums and bass guitar and try to trick it into just 2 instruments within the track for more. So I've tried to trick it. I've said many things and it ignores me. I don't know. I think it has to do with the sliders, the advanced option sliders. But let's see if we can just do the guitar solo here and not have those drums. And then it just kind of goes out. They do have like little fades you can put on things, but they're not good at endings. I don't know if anyone's noticed that Suno's not good at ending a song or ending these parts that you get added in. It's just not good at ending in transitions as far as I can tell. I'm curious though. Let me hear what this other one sounded like. And then it just stops. I love that. Okay, so version 2, select, copy the main track, close up the lane. Let's turn off the second guitar.
The fight was long and brutal, the night was cut in twain, but no surrender could he make.
Okay. Cool. We could keep going. We could make it more melodic by asking for more melodic, less distorted, less energetic. We could do all kinds of things until we get the right one. But then, for now at least, I'm hoping that this is something that they work out of their system so it's more consistently just giving us what we ask for instead of extra things. Because sometimes I'm getting I'm not getting extra things. Sometimes I'm getting exactly what I asked for, so I know it is possible. For this one of my favorite new things is the choir. The choir is awesome. Full choir matching the vocal. Done. And let's do style influence and audio influence up. We're going to switch those around. Weirdness down. And then we'll create. We'll see what this does. When I was doing the choir stuff on yesterday's stream, it did something that really surprised me, which is it was doing oohs and ahs like I kind of asked it and thought it was going to do, and then it started singing with the voice, and I had never told it to do that. And it wasn't perfect. Like the pronunciation was definitely like a phonetic type approximation, but it like gave me chills hearing it. It was so cool. And so choirs, this is going to be one of the things I use in this program a lot, I feel like. Just like that. However, this time I got more instruments, so we're going to do extraction again, and we'll just pull out the voices away from, we don't need extra drums or extra bass or other instrumentation. I just want those vocals. And then we'll turn it on and match it and see how it sounds with the other thing. But that's cool. Like, so cool. I tend to rush when I'm waiting for this, and that's a problem. I've been really getting in the habit of trying to wait until it's actually done building. Here, let me just test these out. Shift click on 2 solos to play both solo mode.
But no surrender could he make. His head split with his name, and the sun went out. The corpses of the men that fell broken on the ground. The last to go was our own man, but then the clouds did part and the sun came out. All around the traitor's army fell to the pike and the sword, but we could not fight.
Okay, let's hear what this one was doing.
And no survivor could he light, cause heights Kajor was lean and the sun went down. Our corpses of the mama left out a balking on the call. The rest to go was garum and the
Cool. Here's what the original
life was rolling out, oh, the might was complete. And no survivor could he light, cause heights Kajor was lean and the sun went down.
Ugh. Let's do another one here. There's too much of trial and error. That's all we do. Trial and error, but
where the side was running down, oh, the knife was cut and played.
okay, so I don't like what they've done so far. Let's try another version. And this time we're going to switch something out, which I did this time. Let's see. Full custom full choir classical. I'm going to see if I can get it to do a little more of a classical choir. If I do that, does it keep it full choir matching the vocal? Full choir. But I'm going to take the audio influence down and the style influence up. So it should give me something here. Let's try it. Plastidon, you're hilarious. Official page change to Suno Pro Life. We could do that, but we're not going to. And speaking of Logic Pro Life, we're expecting an update any moment of some variety, small or big. My official guess is it will either come tomorrow, because Thursdays when updates are due that I have a doctor's appointment, it always comes when I'm at the doctor's, because then I can't do a stream right away. So my guess is it's coming tomorrow afternoon. And if not then next week or the week after, official guess. And it'll be an icon change. It'll give us some features for the iPad with iPad OS 26. And some sort of drum loops. And about 65 Logic Pro would have crashed if we didn't fix this kind of fixes. And nothing else. That's my guess. Ooh, that's what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Heck yeah. I mean, yeah. Changing the audio influence down so it didn't do too much of the Celta thing and more up to the full classical choir. That was exactly what I envisioned. Let me hear it together, though.
The fight was long and brutal, the night was cut in twain, but no surrender could he make. His head split with his name, and the sun went out. The corpses of the men that fell lay broken on the ground. The last to go was our own man, but then the clouds did part and the sun came out. All around the traitors' army fell to the pike and the sword, but we could not fight them off from behind and from before. And the stars went out, and the stars went out.
So a little timing difference there. Maybe we could do one or two more versions. I don't know if we'd get it closer or not, but that was really dang close. Let me hear what this second version they made for us already sounds like.
Behind and from before, and the stars went out, and the stars went out.
that one's better, I think, for matching. So we're going to select it. So these are the lanes. You get 2 each time, and then you can listen to them by which one you push the little speaker icon for. And if you like the one that's not the one that's currently visible, you select it and you say copy to main track, and then you can close those lanes up and it'll have the one that you want. Cool. Jeez, that was cool. Let's go back to the beginning and maybe make some other changes here.
It was the 4th of August, Evesham, a thick mist filled the vale. The traitor took the higher ground, the noble knew they'd fail, and the sun went down. 2 armies of the English faced off and fought that day, the black of their black armor, the white of their white flags.
Okay, let's do something drastic and make some drums. Like not traditional drums. So we're going to choose drums. Simple rock pattern drums. I don't even know if I want to. Audio influence down, style influence up, weirdness down, create. Okay, so we'll try this. And we'll see if we can turn this into like a pop tune. We'll see what it does. I'm guessing it's going to give me bass and guitar and something else. And we'll have to do a stem extraction. That's my guess. I like guessing. Guessing games are the best. Yeah, we'll just, because I said all that stuff about the Logic Pro update, let's just look real quick. I don't think there's one today. Nah, nothing today. Oh, drums. I feel like we have to hope every time that it will work. Something's coming. Everything takes time. Do. Okay, so there's almost a dozen of you watching. Questions? Anything you want to see? Any techniques you would like demonstrated? Let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, which was what I was going to do without the live stream. And that is put it through its paces. Put it through its paces and try to figure out what's working and what's not working. I'm always curious, and that's the only way we figure things out is by doing them. And what better place to do that than here in a live place? But I hope this isn't what music becomes right here. Ready? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Oh, I wonder. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Might just turn into a waiting game. And the people flock away from the live stream, which is fine too. But, halfway through those drums being created, let's just listen to the beginning because I can't wait. Epic. not the best drums I've ever heard, but they're still being built. What do you all think of, who are watching? What do you think of the vocal, this AI female vocalist? I'd be interested. I have some thoughts, but let me know in the comments what you think about this particular vocal as they've implemented it. And we will wait and see if drums ever finish. I'm guessing that we were going to the version B, maybe? I don't even know. This is the same, by the way, when I use Chrome browser instead of Safari. I've had the same issues in both places, so I just stick with Chrome, or Safari instead of Chrome. They might never finish. I wonder what it is that makes it go so slowly. It's probably just all those people making tunes to upload to Spotify. There's like whole companies just built around this. All they're doing is pumping out songs right this moment and seeing which one Spotify will let them play. Share a couple playlists and see if they can get them on. Inspo. So I haven't done much with the persona yet, but I definitely will mess with those more when the time comes that they actually become really useful. Man, the drums. I don't see this getting finished. I don't see it finishing. Maybe it will. I'll be patient for a minute. And so I don't know. So this raises a number of questions for me. When it gets stuck like this, can I do other things? Is that what's causing issues with other problems? Let's go back to the beginning for a second.
It was
Those drums. Let's do a brass section vamp at the beginning. Funky vamp. I'm not even like going to the advanced section for a second. I'm just going to give it what it wants. Luri says, I have tried MIDI extraction, got weird results. Looks like it's not ready yet. Yeah, it's really inconsistent, but again, beta, and it's giving us something. I have had it give me drum patterns that were accurate and some strings that were at least on the right notes, but it was not pretty. Let's delete those drums. Just stop even working on it. Ugh. And it likes to do this thing where it's like I tell it to a whole range and then it gives me something else.
It was the
Okay, it did the whole thing and just doesn't look like it because it hates drawing waveforms that actually match. I know AI is not like this is not sentient, but to see the reaction of whatever the algorithm thinks when you do something and you're like, hey, give me like a funky brass section at the beginning of like a medieval lute tune. Yeah, that sounds like I mean, there should be this thing. Suno should really do this thing where it's like, are you sure you want to do this? It sounds like a stupid idea. That should be a prompt that it gives us back when we ask for certain things. I think ChatGPT should do that. It should be like, excuse me, you're an idiot. What's the capital of my home country? Maybe you should go back to school. I mean, it's just like, that would be hilarious, I feel like, to have some of that personality into some of these tools. Like adding a brass section at the beginning of this is a stupid idea. Oh, your iPad speakers. I mean, that's a good test of it, actually, in some ways. Let's go to the voice.
Was the 4th of August Evesham, a thickness filled the veil. The traitor took the higher ground, the noble knew they'd fail, and the sun went down.
It's like I can hear the AI part of this, or maybe it's more the stem extraction part of it. I don't know. But these vocals sound better than they have in a long time, which I think is kind of cool. I wanted to try this. Let's do this real quick, because this was something that I've been meaning to try but haven't yet. Let's see. So I just duplicated that track. There's a little 3 dots here. You click on, and you have menus. Menu. Let's select this. It says vocal. Male punk rock. I want to know what this does. I really wish, I don't want to have to redo. I'm going to bring these closer to the middle to each other. I don't want to have to redo the lyrics though. Let's see if it will do the lyrics for me or if it'll just make a whole different song. Curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity, use all of your Suno credits. Ironically. So let's see what it does. Because it has lyrics for the song already down here. But I wouldn't mind if I could bring in a song, have the lyrics analyzed with a vocal, and then just try out vocals in different styles. That would be cool. Okay, it's getting something. Doesn't look like it's matching the vocals before. Maybe it's giving me a whole song. That could be. That's weird. So it says vocals at the top. You can all see that's what I had originally done. Down at the bottom, it says guitar now. I don't know why. Is this all guitar? I mean, WT, Suno. I didn't choose. There it is. Back to that. So this is a vocal.
Was the 4th
Okay. I don't know. Male punk rock. Vocals. It's on vocals. 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 Only vocals. Ugh. do 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 do. So that's if it gives us guitar again, that's when it's just a bug. It's just a bug trying to give us something, but that does not look like vocals already. WT. Let's see here if this is vocals. Okay, 5 things wrong with this. A, there's no vocals, even though we clearly asked for vocals and it switched it back to guitar down here. Number 1. Number 2, that's not punk rock. Suno, I think you need to go back to genre school. Number 3, what was any of that? Okay, 4 and 5 are just the same thing. It's confusion. Oh, so let's try to do this vocals one more time. Open this up. Advanced options. Style and audio influence? I don't know. What a disaster. Plastidon says, I would really like it if you can make and record a song in Logic, let's say, and not have it recorded in a super pro way, and then put it in a Suno, and Suno will make it into a pro mix master. But I'm assuming what you mean by that is to keep all the elements. Because you can kind of do that already. It just doesn't... it doesn't keep some of the key elements of what you did originally. Meaning, I could say, let's do so the remix feature is the thing in Suno that does this. You could load in a song and have it do a remix and then put it into a bunch of different styles, but it would be a different band, a different vocalist, different instrumentation, all of that stuff. Okay. Maybe we got it this time by not using the recreate function.
And was for the reservation, I think I saw the way. But you later took the hide alone, and no one you fell, and the stars went out. Two mighties on the English fair to start.
Okay, we're going to do this one more time. Thank you, Suno, for actually doing what I asked this time. But I want to do the audio influence down to 0 and the style influence up almost all the way. You got the words. I didn't have to type in the lyrics again. That's what I was really interested in doing, changing out the vocalists. Yeah, so Plastidon, it's not keeping the original vibe as much. Although you could bring it into Suno and do what I'm doing here by replacing one thing at a time. And if you have any part of it that's good from the original, keep that. We can do vocals with Automy or Synthesizer V, and they work pretty well. So we're falling apart on this mix right here. I'm switching subjects out in midstream, but the vocals that I just created don't look like the right place.
I was hoping I get to fix what I believe. I never look good, and I guess I just what I see.
So that's a whole different song. It just goes to show that we actually need to have the audio influence up somewhat. Style influence all the way up. Maybe we'll go like to 40%, 39%. Okay, let's try this again. 10 more credits. Blowing through my money, my monthly money stash here. But that was interesting. It just gave us a whole different thing. It had nothing to do with the song because I put it down to 0%, which makes sense. But I thought that it would still do something like the words. So here we are.
First of all, they always demolition. I sick me and say, oh my way. I traded up to high and below, but now when you nearly fell and the stairs went out. To one is all the English phrase of tough from far, but didn't wake up or regard the way that they would fall down the storm went out. All around these raiders I may fall to the pike and the side when we cut my fight them off from behind and from before, and the stairs went down, and the stairs went down. With his name in the sun window, like horses of a men make fight.
Oh, I thought that wasn't the same voice at the second part, but it was. Punk rock vocals, maybe more emo-ish a little bit, but kind of. There's a couple parts where, if it had the right guitars and stuff and drums, it could have been. So, okay. So really fine-tuning what you're doing with the advanced options becomes critical to figuring out how to make this work. Interesting. Let's see. I think we're taking this one as far as I want to go. I mean, it's a pretty niche style. Niche. One thing I was curious about, let's do it with the original vocal though.
Was the 4th of August Evesham, a thick mist filled the veil, the traitor took the higher ground.
I still don't know why the click track stopped working.
Was the 4th of August Evesham, a thick mist filled the veil, the traitor took the higher ground, the noble knew they'd fail, and the sun went down.
Okay, so what I want to do is export this, download wave, and I think I have Logic open still. We're going to bring it into Logic. I haven't opened up Synthesizer V for a few weeks. Kind of working on some other projects away from Synthesizer V. Although I love Synthesizer V, it's cool. Oh man, this download process. Let's get an intern in here and do all of our exports for us. Ah, the life of an intern. I'm my own intern, apparently. You can do it. Okay, it can't do it, but sometimes, another pro tip, if you try a second time, it'll just start it over and take all the same amount. Oh, no, it was, second time was the charm. So, we do have Logic open. Do. Let's see if this is...
It was the 4th of August, Evesham, a thick mist filled the vale. The traitor took the higher ground, the noble knew they'd fail, and the sun went.
So what is the tempo then? It says it's 120, but I can't actually hear it. What is the 56.67? I wonder... There's no way that that can be the 56.67.
It was the 4th of August, Evesham. It was the 4th of August, Evesham, a thick mist filled the vale.
Who knows? Ugh, asking my brain to do work. Okay, we're going to download the percussion real quick. Something about that's weird. The tempo, not being able to use the click track. Preparing your download. Maybe I just have to do it twice every time. Apparently. Another pro tip, just start everything twice. So let's delete that for a second. Whoa, what is happening? Delete. Do I have a window open? Maybe. Delete. Weird. So we're going to do adapt project tempo for a minute. And I'm going to bring in our little drummy drums. Don't show. That's really interesting. Okay, cool. Maybe that's why it wouldn't let me do something, is because it didn't like it. Oh man, come on.
It was the 4th of August, Evesham, a thick mist filled the vale. The traitor took the higher ground, the noble knew they'd fail, and the sun went down. Two armies of the English face.
I have no idea what any of that means. I mean, I know what it means, but it's not what I was thinking. Anyway, that makes it more complicated. What I was going to do is to open up the Synthesizer V. Let's log in. Okay, let me get you over here. I'm logging in. I have it on my laptop too. That's why. And cool. There's an update for that available, which I'll have to get at some point. But one thing that's pretty cool about this whole program is that we can do extract notes from audio. Transfer pitch onto convert. No. Phonetic lyrics. Yes. Cool. And so Synthesizer V can take the voice that's inside Suno and then play it out here. We'll do Natalie. I only have a couple voices in here. That makes me giggle. The flute part as a voice.
It was the 4th of August, abolition. A sickness spilled the vein. The traitor took the higher ground. The noble knew they'd fail, and the sun went down. Two armies of the English faced off, and for the day the black of their but a hammer they won.
Cool. Let's do really quickly, just so we can hear this together.
The black of their but a hammer, they wanted of their white flags, and the sun went home. All around the traitors already fell, so the pike on the sword, but we could not fight enough from behind.
So it needs a little editing, but this is another route. If you are doing stuff inside Suno and you want to use a different voice, it's that easy to be able to get it out and actually put it into Synthesizer V. Then we need to tweak some of the words because they're not going to do a perfect analysis of all the phonetics, but it's pretty close. And then you can just type it out, change notes, and you have perfect, I would say you've got great sound quality because you're not doing this as a stem extraction, or you're not doing this as like a pitch changer. You're going back to the source within the engine. So just an interesting way to do that. Let's see. Well, I think I closed Suno. Beautiful. Oh, that would probably do it, but it's not. Okay, I'm going to go back into Suno. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about time signatures, but I should have been. My theory teachers would be so embarrassed. That's not what I wanted. Come on. Give me my little thing. Thank you. Reorganize. This. I closed it. Okay. Already. Oh, I really dislike this thing sometimes. It had saved it probably 100 times, but now 1, 2, 3, and the original are all missing. So we're missing things, and of course you can't click on them and say reconnect. That's not how this works. Um, but it does say 57 BPM down here. Metronome on? That's weird. So I restarted this whole thing, and now the metronome works, and the tempo's in what it considers to be the right place at 57 BPM, which is about 114. Which, if you look in my Logic thing, it's saying it's around 114 until the end when it does it up to 167, 180, 70. I mean, so we're missing parts though. We're missing the original song and the dude vocals, the guitar solo, and then the full choir. And as far as I can tell, they never come back. Plastidon. I once made a video about Ace Studio. I early on was they wasn't exactly a sponsored video. I don't do many sponsored ones. Meaning what happens is someone asks me to use their stuff and I say, that's fine, but you can't pay me to say nice things about it. And they really tried to make me say nice things about it. It took me like an hour and a half or 2 hours to edit a video to really make it look like I got it to work, which I did, but it was incredibly hard. And they didn't want me to show the process of getting it to work. They're a tricky company. And even now, it looks like they've come a long way. They have like this really cool violin thing with Ace Studio and a ton of voices. But I don't need another subscription service. I need something that works without it. And Synthesizer V version 2, which is the one I was just using, is really actually quite good. Super good. Well, we're not going to go like 3 hours like we did yesterday. Thanks for watching. I hope some of the stuff, just experimenting with this in front of you helps. We'll see. Right now, I'm most interested with my channel of doing things that people are interested in, which Suno seems to have been really interesting for a lot of people over the past week, and for me too. But I got to tell you, I'm going to be super, super straight with you all that Suno is really good when it's working. And that is not always the case. It is not always working. And so I find that really frustrating, but I'll use it when I can, and other times when it doesn't make sense, I won't. And so there's I mean, that's the story. I got really excited about the studio interface, and I'm going to be using it a few times. I'm going to be adding parts to my other songs that I can't easily add myself. That's what I'm going to do. And Plastidon, about the special prompting techniques, I've seen a lot of people say that there are. I had someone on LinkedIn just reach out and say, hey, I just did 10,000 credits to learn how to make all the prompts perfect. And most of them end up being with like vocals and things in parentheses. You can add things in parentheses that guide it a little bit. But, I don't... it's tricky. Here's the problem. When the prompts and the things that are already here aren't working, it's hard to go into like advanced techniques because we can't even get the basic ones to function all of the time. And yet I do believe that some of them actually, there are potentially some things in here that are really interesting. but a lot of it depends on the engine, and as it gets smarter, then we can do more, that kind of thing. But it's like doing duets, both male and female voices, or something that the one person on LinkedIn was trying to, show me. And I haven't messed with it too much because I'm not really into the whole thing of like, let's have Suno make us a song from scratch and then that becomes my work of art. I'm really interested more in how do I bring what I'm doing into Suno so that it can add something and then I can take it back into Logic and continue to mix. So that's really more the place I'm coming from with this. And right now, it's too buggy. It's just not doing what I need it to every single time. The song yesterday, I'll open that up because I did work on it a little bit afterwards. Close. Yeah, don't save. And we'll see if this works. I haven't set up my audio for Logic yet, but so the string part is the part, and then there's a choir part, an orchestra part, and some bells that were added. Everything else is Logic and me. Here you are, blooming in the desert sun, a breath of fresh air where there is none. So I really like that string part. The choir part is over here, the first one. So down, you're not what you seem to be. Soft in my dreams, looking past the doors, your beauty sets me free. Purple crown, amazing mystery. What stories hide? I like the bells. And it comes with a little baggage, but I could play those bells parts, but it was just real easy to select, say what I wanted, and it gave it to me. And yesterday, when I was doing these things, it was probably the best that had worked all week. And I'm thinking we've regressed a little bit. Maybe it's just too many people, again, using it. Here's that final orchestra stuff. Not what you seem to be. Harsh and bold, yet soft in my dreams. Looking past the doors, your beauty sets me free. Purple crown, remains a mystery. Strings sound good. But I'm going to use it for choirs, string, orchestra, brass ensembles, things that, sure, I've got libraries and things, but I don't have libraries that are instantaneously like that. But it's all based off of my notes, my melodies, my song. And so it's not actually doing the creation of the song. It's just enhancing it. And I love that about Suno. So that's what we're going for. Now, the hard part is, and this will be how I end this. This was, let's see, where was it? Third try. This is the song. And the strings are gone. So make sure when you're doing this stuff that you export as waves the minute you have something you want, because if you don't, you might never have it again. and so it's still not there. I don't know if it's ever coming back. But I have it. Exported it. I just can't change it, or I can't review the prompt. No, it says chamber strings, light, airy, and emotional. That was what I gave it as a prompt, but that's what I wanted, and I feel like that's what I got from it. So one of those times that it just happened to all work out with a simple prompt. Anybody who's telling us that we need to do complex prompts, I don't buy that. It's like those people who are like, hey, um, you know, I can help you make 50 times what you're making on social media right now. If you just sign up for my course and do what I'm saying, and then you're going to be rich. And the truth is that that's total baloney. Or it's more complicated than that, because maybe you'll be rich from it, but also maybe you'll have just given somebody else the money. It feels a lot like a pyramid scheme at that point. And so invest in those type of things carefully, because they're not all going to help you in that same way. Prompt writers for AI, like I just don't. I'm not buying it that they figured out something magical that we can't just do with a simple prompt, because my simple prompts have all been coming out pretty well. It's Suno that has the issues, and that's not me being like, oh, Suno's broken all the time. Look at it on the screen; it's clearly broken sometimes. And sometimes when I use their own system of drums, typing in a bunch of things, like I said, vocal, 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 only vocal, just give me vocal, and it gave me a guitar. It's like, cool. Yeah, a really complicated prompt was not going to get that to be a vocal. Something was switched in its like mechanism here, and it was broken. Anyway. Oh, we'll see how this video does. I know YouTube likes it more when I make non-live stream videos about things, which we're due for a few of those, but I was riding the wave a little bit of Suno this week. And today was one of those days where I'm like, you know what? I really want to make a video about Suno, but I don't want to like make a video. I just want to get on and mess around with it and learn some more about it and use it. And do that maybe with some people. Plastodon, thanks. Tranquility Base, Luri, Art and Diddy. Those of you who commented, awesome, because that's just what I needed. I don't do this channel because it's going to make me rich or famous or either. I have a job that I like already, and it pays me what I need. And what I need from YouTube sometimes is what I get when I'm meeting with all of you and talking and having that interaction. And that's perfect, because it's a pretty crappy world outside sometimes, depending on what you believe and where you stand. And I'd rather just make music with a bunch of cool people on YouTube and work towards making this a slightly happier place, one that's filled with more music and learning about how to do things like this that are cool, and really enjoying that. And so also, I think we're just going to pull the plug on this thing right this moment. I know we just like ballooned up to 16 viewers. But you're all here too late. Go back to the beginning and watch what we were dinking around with. Jabbernax 2012 says, why does it take so long to create the new tracks? Because it's broken. It's having problems. And the brokenness is a metaphor for any number of things. It could be that Suno just doesn't have enough servers for the amount of people who are using this simultaneously. Guess number one. Guess number two is it just needs to be optimized. Guess number 3, AI is tricky and it takes a while. And so it could be one of those things. It's this what's on the screen right now is not that case. These are not taking a long time to build. These are literally stuck. They were finished yesterday, but I reloaded this today and they're gone and they're never going to reload. And so we're facing this in a number of different ways. This is like, they give us a taste of amazing things. And then we have to deal with beta version 1. You know what I mean? So it's going to get better. They're already probably frantically expanding the whole thing so that we have more power. And my guess, hopefully, this is a hope, that everyone will get bored of this right about the time they get it fixed. And so that those of us who have real uses for this type of technology can use it. But I can tell you what, it's like you can get the free version, get 10 songs a day. One of my kids who's in high school, he's a freshman in high school, is like, I'm going to make stuff all the time. I'm just going to make endless amounts of music, blah, blah, blah. He was bored after like 20 minutes. Do you know how unfulfilling it is to make a song in 5 seconds? It's not fulfilling. There's no journey to have gone across. There's nothing that's going to draw him back in. The novelty of it wears off with his friends. They're back to playing video games on their phones and riding their bikes and doing all kinds of stuff. That's my litmus test for everything. My almost 15-year-old, if he's into this for longer than just a few minutes, then this has like widespread appeal. And when he gets bored with something, I know immediately that it's just one of those things. It's like a gimmick that he's going to reach for every once in a while. But this is not going to be the thing that people are thinking it's going to be. Because at a certain point, it's not pushing us into this journey of making music that is so fulfilling for people who have made music their whole lives, or even for a portion of their lives. It doesn't scratch that same itch. It doesn't do anything. You got to actually use it in a way that is enhancing the process that makes you a better human and a more artful human, a more musical human. And this, while it's amazing, doesn't scratch that itch, I'm guessing, for anybody. And Plastodon, you're right. If it can add a few elements that you just can't do, it is useful, and I will use it as a tool in that way. On my weekly song streams right now, we've done 3 songs. We're shooting for 9 to 10, and then we're going to mix and master and release them as an album. I will use this on a few of them to enhance them. I will use Apple Intelligence with the session players on a lot of the songs. But the songs have to be the things that come from me and the words that are not AI created. You know what I mean? It has to be, for me, something else than that. Okay, I just said I was done, and then you guys got me talking again. Jabbernecks 2012. And Plastodon always. And that's what I'm going to focus on these videos. I'm always going to look at them as, how do I get the parts that can enhance my workflow outside of this? I don't want my songs to sound like they're from Suno. You know what I mean? There's a ton of styles of music out there. I'm not writing in all of them. I'm writing in just a couple because those are the ones that are mine, that I identify with. And so, yeah. Jabbernecks. I definitely said that wrong. Jabbernecks. Nice to meet you, Jabbernecks. Okay. I'm going to go up. I got to do some stuff just after 5. It's way too hot here in Denver today. It's like 80 something. And it's supposed to get up to like almost 90 degrees on Friday. Ugh, and then we finally get a cool down. I'm excited for that. Okay, go make some music. Stop watching YouTube. Go make 5 songs on Suno and then call it a successful day. I'm just kidding. Dear God. Make real music.